Hey everyone, so here I'm back. In the last video, what I did was basically started playing Morrowind. I created my character and gave you a little bit of background on this game. And so here I am in the Census and Excise office now. I was given this task here in my journal to go to Balmora, see this guy named Caius Coses. I think I mispronounced it as Cassius, the Roman dimension of the Imperials kind of taking over my brain there, but his name is Caius Coses, and he's in Balmora, and I can ask around in a place called the South Wall Corner Club to try to find him to give him this package. And if I look at the package, try to read that, I can't because it's in code. Now I could probably, this is probably encoded in some sort of fairly simple, by modern standards, cipher. If I applied my code breaking skills as a player, I could probably figure out what this says, but I'm not going to bother doing that. So I got that package, it's encoded, and I have some directions. This is kind of my orders. And I'm told that I've been given these directions in that package, not to show them to anyone, not to them to read the documents. Oops. I guess my tampering will be discovered and punished. Oh well. Follow these directions. It's telling me how to get to Balmora. He will be my superior and patron, and I will follow his orders. Now, I guess I'm playing a type of character who is not really a loyal Imperial citizen. I probably am a criminal of some sort, but these orders seem to come from the highest levels, and I don't know if I want to risk completely ignoring them, so I'm going to make at least a token effort to follow these orders. And this is kind of what leads to the main quest. So that's kind of my end character rationale for following those orders, even though my character might not have any interest in being an Imperial lackey. I feel kind of trapped. And there's no real consequences to not following the main quest immediately. You can ignore it if you want. And unlike Oblivion and some other games, you kind of in Oblivion you kind of feel compelled to follow the main quest. Not so much in Morrowind, because it's not super urgent. I mean, yeah, it says to go do it, but the world's not going to end if you don't. So, let's see, maybe I should get my bearings here in town before I go straight away to that. Oh, here's a Silk Strider that's moving around. Looks a little bit awkward, but kind of cool, I guess. So, yeah, I'm going to talk to the first person I see is this Wood Elf here. It's Bosmer named Fargoth, so I'll talk to him. And he asked me, it's strange that the Imperials, strange to see a boat arrive at that hour. So I swear these Imperials took my ring. So I asked him about the ring, and he says, "Yeah, I think the guards tossed me and took the ring." So the healing ring I found in that barrel earlier is apparently Fargoth's ring. But you know, Bosmer are irritating and useless in general. They have they're stereotyped like that in the world. And if you actually have played the Elder Scrolls games and paid attention, Wood Elves and Bosmer really do tend to be pretty irritating and useless. So I'm going to be kind of an asshole here and just say no, I don't know where your ring is, because you're a useless Bosmer and I want the healing ring, even though it's not a really super great magic item. It's the only magic item I have, so I'm keeping it. Just let me know if you find it, but no, I'm not going to let you know if I find it, sorry. So yeah, first stop I'm going to make here is this trade house here. If I see Ariel's Trade House. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Probably going to butcher a lot of the pronunciations in this game, but sorry about that. I'm going to enter this trade house to see what this guy has is for sale. And if you look, this is what my character looks like here. I'm wearing some pretty terrible looking commoner's rags. So I'm going to see if he has something a little bit more stylish here. So I'm going to go to apparel. And expensive shirt. Yeah, I could buy an expensive shirt, expensive belt, common shoes, common shirt, common robe. Maybe that's cheap. I'm kind of on a budget here. This robe, even though it's not the fanciest thing, it fits my budget and it looks a lot better than these rags, so it will cover up my rags. Normally you would want to haggle here so you can skill up your bartering skill, or your I think it's a separate skill in this game. Barter is a separate skill from speechcraft, but so just by bartering any amount will will give you a chance of increasing your barter skill, but since if I go down from 2 to 1, that's a pretty massive, that's a 50% discount, and I don't think he's going to go for that, so I'm just going to pay the usual amount. And it's okay, thank you, come again. And I'll wear the robe. So now I don't look quite as horrible anymore. Still not fancy, but oh well. So maybe I should talk to this guy. He asked me if I want a little bit of advice, and sure, I'll take your advice. He tells me buy some stuff. Of course, he's a merchant. He'll tell you to buy some armor and weapons and spells, and he wants to just buy everything and practice my skills. He says practice on creatures and outlaws. Don't practice on everyday citizens. I'm not just going to go on killing rampages in this game for no reason, although you can do that. He tells me there's actually some smuggler scum down in Adamasaratus nearby. It's by the cave near the Silt Strider platform. So maybe I'll go kill those guys to get some practice. Follow this advice. And he also offers me some popular potions, cure common disease and cure blight disease for popular travelers. Some various fortify skill potions, and also some scrolls, some healing and stamina replenishing scrolls, as well as Almcivi and Divine Intervention. And those are very useful travel spells that you can cast to help you get around. They're most useful if you kind of understand the geography and landmarks of Morrowind pretty well already, but they are just useful if you want to get back to civilization real fast. For example, if you're weighed down by loot, or maybe if you have been afflicted by some horrible disease, or your abilities are drained and you need to get to an altar to cure yourself. Those are actually very good scrolls to have, but at this point I think they may be a little bit outside my budget, so I'll look at his magic items here. And Scroll of Almcivi Intervention, 63 gold pieces. I could just barely, oh no, because he wants to charge me 152 because he's a merchant, so he's greedy, so he wants more, and that's, I'm not going to be able to hackle him down enough to be able to buy that. So sorry, you're charging a little too much for me for real. So maybe I should go kill those bandits and maybe then those smugglers and get enough money to maybe actually buy something over here. But head over to this cave. I'll probably end the video as I reach the cave, but just look around and grab any ingredients I see on the way, because I'll be able to make those into potions later on once I'm able to afford a mortar and pestle. And I've installed a mod that makes alchemy a little bit less powerful than in the base game, but still alchemy is already super useful, especially if you abuse it. And if you see here the ingredients, the reagents, each has, most of them have 4 effects. This one only has 3, but I can only see the first one. This Luminous Russula has the water breathing property, and alchemy is pretty simple. You just combine 2 ingredients that have the same property, and you'll make a potion with that property. And you can make potions with multiple properties if the ingredients that you combine have those properties, and you can combine up to 4 ingredients. But there are also negative effects that some ingredients have. So, and I don't think you can make poisons even in the modified game I have. I mean, you make poisonous things, but you have no way to deliver them to enemies, so they're just really completely useless items. So here we have another violet mushroom. Take these sloth ferns. Detect animal, not a very useful effect. So I'll grab all of these, and then when I make it into the cave, I'll actually probably... Well, before I go into the cave, I'll take a look at my abilities, since I'm going to be doing some fighting in here. And here are my spells. I have the Ancestral Guardian, Daily Power, which it has a Sanctuary effect, which makes me less likely to get hit, as well as summoning an Ancestral Ghost that will fight for me for a short time. And I also have this Wizard Brand's power, which does a fairly hefty amount of shock damage. And also has a sound effect, which I guess is kind of a reverberation, or maybe a thunder that accompanies the shock that will distract my enemy and make them less likely to hit me. So that's a pretty powerful little birth sign power there. Then my proper spells that actually cost magic to cast. And here you see cost, that's how much magicka they cost me to cast, and my magicka, my total amount of magicka over here you see is 100. and the cost of these spells here are listed. And then chance is the chance I actually have of casting the spell, and that chance will go down as my fatigue over here goes down. Right now I'm at full stamina, so my chances of casting all these spells are pretty good since I'm a mage and my spell casting spells aren't horrible. But here you see this blind skill. I do have a chance of failing when I cast that, and when I cast and fail I just lose, I think, a portion of the magicka. I don't know if I lose the whole 9 points of magicka, but and the spell doesn't have any effect. So I also have Feather that increases the amount of stuff I can carry. Fireball, pretty self-explanatory. Fire Bite, which is a melee range fire spell that costs a little bit less magicka, and it looks like it does more consistent damage, or it does more damage actually, 10 to 30 damage versus 5 to 20 damage. And Fireball also has an area effect, so it will receive fire damage 5 to 20 points is how much damage it will do, and 5 feet, so that's the area of effect, is 5 feet on target, which means it's targeted, so it really has any range. So I can cast it from a distance and it will hit my enemy no matter how far away, but then it'll have a little explosion within 5 feet of the target. So that is my ranged attack, and this is my melee attack. Light produces light on the target. It might be handier if it produced it on myself, but oh well. Mother's Kiss is a healing spell. Rest of St. Maris is a stamina restoring spell. And then Soul Trap, this is used in conjunction with enchanting to recharge or to create enchanted items, like my healing ring over here. You see it has a charge, 10 out of 20. I can recharge that by filling up soul gems by killing things, by casting Soul Trap on them and then killing them within a certain period of time. It will fill up a soul gem if I have one in my inventory. Then I can use a soul gem to either create magic items or to replenish their charges. The charges will also replenish over time by themselves. Telekinesis, which allows me to activate, open, and loot items from a distance, is going to be very useful. And Water Walking allows me to walk on water. So those are my spells, and also you can see that each spell has its own school here: School Illusion, School Destruction. So as I cast those spells, my skill in those schools will improve. Up here you see Mysticism, Destruction. These are my skills right now, what my skill level is those spells, and the higher my skill level, the better the chance I have of being able to cast those spells successfully. And then I have other non-spell casting skills over here. So I'm going to end right here. So I'm going to enter the cave, then save my game, and end the video. And I'll be with you again soon.